Urban legends, stories passed from one mouth to another, whispered in school hallways, written in faded newspapers, told around campfires when the night feels too quiet. Most of them are nothing more than stories, but some of them are real. Tonight, we're going to explore 10 urban legends that people once laughed at until the truth crawled out from the dark and proved them right. So, lock your doors, keep the lights dim, and remember, every legend begins with someone who didn't believe. This is 10 scary urban legends that turn out to be true. A young woman was driving home late from work. The road was empty, the kind that feels endless when you're alone at night. She noticed headlights appear behind her. A truck, big, loud. It seemed to be following her. Every time she slowed down, it slowed. Every time she turned, it turned too. Then suddenly, the truck's high beams flashed. Once, twice, again, blinding her mirrors. She panicked. What does he want? The truck stayed close, flashing its lights again and again. Finally, terrified, she sped into a gas station and jumped out screaming for help. The truck driver jumped out too, yelling, "Lock your car, call the police." When officers arrived, they found the truth that still chills people to this day. Hidden in her back seat was a man holding a knife. Each time the truck driver flashed his lights, it wasn't to scare her. It was because he'd seen the man rise up just as the headlights caught him. The intruder had been crawling closer, waiting for the right moment to strike. This story spread as an urban legend, the man in the back seat. But in 1964, a similar case happened in Chicago. A woman named Mary was found murdered in her car. Police later discovered fingerprints from someone who'd been hiding inside. A silent passenger, waiting for the last breath. A couple checks into a cheap roadside motel. The room smells odd, sweet and sour. The clerk says it's just the cleaning products. That night, the couple lies in bed, but the smell gets stronger. Something rancid, thick in the air. The woman leans down to check under the bed, but the man laughs it off, saying, "Don't. It's fine." The next morning, curiosity wins. She kneels down, lifts the edge of the mattress, and screams. Underneath was a body, stuffed between the box spring and the mattress. Police later found the corpse had been there for days, maybe a week, while other guests had slept above it, breathing in decay. This story spread across the U.S. in the 90s as a gross motel legend. But reports prove it's horrifyingly true. In Kansas City, 2003, Pasadena, 1996, and even Las Vegas, 2010, housekeeping found real corpses hidden under motel beds. And in one case, the killer had checked into the same room again, just to make sure no one found the body. Next time you check into a room, maybe, just maybe, look under the bed. A young couple parks their car on Lover's Lane, a quiet hill outside town, surrounded by trees. They're talking, laughing, kissing, until the radio announcer's voice cuts through the static. The girl freezes. "Let's go," she whispers. The boy chuckles, trying to act brave. It's just a story, but the night feels heavier now. A scratching sound echoes outside the car. The boy steps out to prove it's nothing, but doesn't come back. The girl waits, trembling, hearing faint scraping sounds on the roof. When she finally gathers courage to get out, she sees him hanging from a tree above the car, his body swaying gently. In the car door handle, a bloody hook. For years, people called it fiction, a teen scare tale, until police records showed a strikingly similar case in 1946. During the Texarkana Moonlight Murders, a masked man with a sharp metal tool attacked couples in parked cars. The press nicknamed him the Phantom Killer. He was never caught. And yes, witnesses described a metal hook glinting in his hand. Urban legend or forgotten truth. Sometimes there's a thin line between both. They show up when the world is asleep, always in pairs, always asking to be let in. In 1996, a Texas journalist named Brian Bethel described two boys who approached his car while he sat in a movie theater parking lot. They were pale. Their clothes looked dated, and when he rolled the window halfway down, he noticed their eyes. Pitch black. No white, no iris. Just emptiness. The boys spoke in calm, rehearsed voices. He felt a pressure in his chest, like the air itself wanted to crush him. He sped off, shaking. Later that night, he wrote down every detail, and the story went viral. For years, people called it internet fiction, until police dispatchers in Vermont, Oregon, and even the UK logged dozens of 911 calls describing children with solid black eyes trying to enter homes. Witnesses report the same thing. The knocking stops the moment you call the police. No footprints outside, no camera footage, just the echo of small voices saying, "Please, we won't hurt you." It's one of the oldest American legends. A driver sees a girl on a lonely highway, drenched in rain. He offers her a ride. She gives him an address. But when he reaches the destination, she's gone. The only thing left is the jacket he'd wrapped around her shoulders. In 1936, a man named Jerry Paulus from Chicago claimed he danced with a mysterious woman at a local ballroom. She left behind her gloves. When he went to return them, the address led him to Resurrection Cemetery and a gravestone with her name, Mary. Locals still call her Resurrection Mary. Decades later, police received calls from drivers who swore they hit a woman in white on Archer Avenue, but no body was ever found. Even cab companies keep records of drivers who claim a fare vanished mid-ride. Urban legend? Maybe. But Mary's grave still collects fresh flowers left by strangers who never knew her. Parents have long warned their kids, don't eat Halloween candy from strangers, it could be poisoned. For years, that was just fear-mongering until 1974. In Texas, a man named Ronald O'Brien handed his son a pixie sticks after trick-or-treating. Moments later, the boy collapsed. Tests revealed the candy had been filled with cyanide. Investigators discovered O'Brien had laced several candies, hoping another child would die so his own son's murder would look random. He'd taken out life insurance policies on him weeks earlier. The media dubbed him the Candyman, and suddenly, the urban legend became a chilling truth. To this day, some parents still check every candy bar, because monsters don't always hide under beds. Sometimes they smile behind the doorbell. For decades, New Yorkers joked about alligators living in the sewers, a wild fantasy blamed on flushed baby pets. In 1935, that fantasy became fact. City workers clearing a blocked manhole on East 123rd Street found a 7-foot alligator thrashing in the filth. It had likely escaped a shipment from Florida. They dragged it to the surface and killed it. The story hit the papers. Sewer alligator captured alive. Officials dismissed it as a fluke until the 1950s, when maintenance teams reported strange eyes reflecting in tunnel lights. The city eventually launched a sewer inspection campaign titled Operation Gator. They never found another one, but workers still swear that in the deep tunnels beneath Manhattan, something still moves when the lights go out. A babysitter alone in a quiet house. The phone rings. A man's voice. "Have you checked the children?" She hangs up, thinks it's a prank. Minutes later, it rings again. "I told you, check the children." She calls the police. They trace the call. The officer shouts, "Get out." The call is coming from inside the house. For years, this was just a campfire story. Then in 1950, Missouri police documented a case eerily similar. A teenage babysitter murdered while the kids upstairs slept untouched. Phone records proved the killer had been calling from second line inside the same home. Hollywood turned it into When a Stranger Calls. But the truth is far worse. The man had hidden in the attic for days, listening through vents. Next time your phone rings from an unknown number, remember, it might not be far away. In Japan, children once whispered about a woman who roamed the streets wearing a surgical mask. She'd stop you and ask. If you said yes, she removed the mask, revealing her mouth slit ear to ear, and asked again. The legend became widespread in the late 70s until it hit the news. In 1979, police in Nagasaki investigated a series of sightings of a woman chasing school children with scissors. Schools began escorting kids home in groups. Officers confirmed that a disfigured woman matching the description had escaped a local mental institution. To this day, some Japanese police stations issue safety bulletins during winter months, when masked sightings rise again. Downtown Los Angeles. The Cecil Hotel, a place already infamous for suicides and strange deaths. In February 2013, guests complained their water tasted sweet and smelled foul. Maintenance went to the rooftop tanks and found the naked, decomposing body of Elisa Lam. Security footage showed her last moments, acting terrified inside an elevator, pressing every button, peeking into the hallway as if someone or something was following her. Then she vanishes. No one knows how she reached the locked rooftop or entered the sealed tank. Her death remains officially accidental, but online sleuths claim the footage is cursed. The people who watch it too often hear gurgling in their pipes at night. The legend of the haunted water tank girl started as rumor, but it ended with a police report, a real name, and a real grave. Maybe legends aren't warnings about the impossible. Maybe they're reminders of what already happened. The man in the back seat, the hook man, the candy man, all once whispers until blood proved them true. So the next time someone tells you a story that sounds too strange to believe, listen closely, because somewhere, sometime it really happened. Which of these stories chilled you the most? Tell me in the comments below. And if you have an urban legend from your town, share it, because we're always listening.